It's great to be able to speak positive affirmations over your life, because so many times we have negative thoughts running in our minds. Am I good enough? I'm not good enough. Somebody's better. I'm not going to be able to achieve anything. We have all these negative thinking that's going on, and so we have to deliberately take time to speak positive affirmations.
Down through the years, I've had glimpses of my true potential. Times when I was in a flow, in the zone, where I felt fully alive and invested in the situation without fear or insecurity. These situations usually happened after I pressed my way through the fear and insecurity. And I was able to press my way to the other side of the fear and insecurity because of two things. One, positive affirmations, and two, having an I'm here mentality. Here's one such situation. In college, my major was speech communication with a minor in television production. Now, I stumbled upon TV production by accident. My girlfriend at the time signed up for TV1, and hey, I wanted to be where she was, so I signed up too. But once I got in the class, I discovered a gift for visual storytelling. Now, this unexpected delight caused me to devour the class. I studied and mastered everything I could in that small studio and got an A in both TV 1 and 2. Now, as a senior, I even taught TV 1 for a week while my professor was out of town at a conference. But there was a problem. The studio wasn't state-of-the-art and was only equipped with the basics. Life was about to show me that I was a big fish in a very small pond. My last semester in college, my internship began at Universal Studios in Orlando, Florida. On my very first day in the TV and film department, it became abundantly clear that I was a small fish in a big pond. Everything completely overwhelmed me. The lights, the state-of-the-art cameras and editing equipment, the sheer enormity of the sets, and the responsibility. Now, my negative self-talk kicked in something serious. You can't do this. You might as well give up. This is way too hard for you. If you stay here, you're going to fail. When lunchtime hit, I locked myself in the bathroom and I cried like a baby. I couldn't do it. My plan was to finish the day, leave, and never come back. After a few minutes of crying, I pulled myself together. I washed my face and went back outside. When the day was over, I smiled and I waved at my supervisors. See you tomorrow. And I ran off the lot. And I never looked back. When I got home, one of my aunts called to see how my first day had gone. The floodgates opened and the tears poured from my eyes and I started to cry. Again. I broke down on the phone, snot and all, and told my aunt, I can't do this. This is too much. I'm going to change my internship to somewhere else, someplace smaller and less intimidating. In that moment, my Aunt Ivinu spoke life into me. She spoke life into me. She told me, Alan, you can do this. You can do this. She didn't suggest it. She told me. She reminded me, you have already mastered the basics in school, and the purpose of the internship is to build upon the basics, to teach you more of what you don't know, to give you experiences you don't yet have. She shared with me how it was normal to feel overwhelmed when we do something new. But she said, you cannot let that feeling of being overwhelmed stop you from learning all you can. Alan, she said, Alan, you have a keen mind, and you are capable of doing anything you focus your mind to do. If you give up on this, you'll regret it for the rest of your life. My Aunt Ivinu spoke positive affirmations into my life. Do you get what I'm saying? Do you understand what happened? She literally spoke life into me. I felt the strength come into me as she declared those words. I felt the fear that was in me get afraid of itself and cower in the corner when she uttered those words. I felt the faith rise up in me when she spoke those words. My aunt spoke positive affirmations into my life that day. And do you know what happened? She made me promise not to give up. She made me promise, y'all. She made me promise not to give up. She made me promise to her. She made me promise to myself. She made me promise to God that I would not give up. So I prayed to God and I went back to my internship the next day, and every day thereafter. I went back with a new resolve, with an I'm here mentality. I learned everything I could. I volunteered for every opportunity to work extra time on the production set in the park, even if it meant I had to stay late until after midnight or I had to come in early before 5 a.m. I sat in on editing sessions and even borrowed a video camera to shoot a short commercial to show my supervisors what I was capable of. I read instruction manuals. I asked questions, gained insights, and tried to be as helpful as I could to everybody. With as much strength as I could muster, I went the extra mile to squeeze everything I could out of this experience and to give everything I could to enhance the experience of those around me. And you know what happened when my internship was over? My supervisors got together and told me I had become the best intern they ever had in the history of the program. I had become the best that they had ever had in the history of the program. And they gave me glowing recommendations and helped me find future work possibilities. All this happened because in my moment of weakness, my aunt provided positive affirmation, which served as the impetus to help me press through my fears and insecurities in order to maximize the opportunity that stood before me. And here's what's really interesting. My aunt and I didn't necessarily get along all that well. We both had strong personalities, and there were times when I rebelled against anything she had to say. But at that critical moment, when honestly I thought she was going to put me down even further than I already was, she spoke life into me. This is why speaking positive affirmation over our lives and in the lives of others is so important, because we are constantly battling our own stinking thinking. Whether it's negative thoughts we come up with on our own or the negative words of others that we internalize, we need to speak positive affirmation truths over our lives. Because if we don't, our negative self-talk will cause us to disqualify ourselves from many great and wonderful opportunities. So take the time to encourage yourself. Even more important, take the time to encourage someone else. It is of the utmost importance that you take deliberate action to positively construct your thought life, because you can't rise any higher than what you believe to be true about you. Positive affirmation.